What I was diagnosed with was reactive attachment disorder. With me, what occurred is I was born into a very abusive home and environment. And then my birth mother died when I was 18 months old of kidney disease. So during that time, she was gone so much, going into the hospital and dialysis, and there were quite a few children in this home, and it was a very abusive environment, sadly, from my birth father. And then my birth mother died, so therefore I had that separation and loss, the abuse, that neglect, and then how it affects who I am now. And what I do is, after I healed from attachment disorder and going through intensive therapy to heal from that, I teach now about attachment disorder and how it was manifested in my life, and how I healed and how others can heal too. And my goal is that there is hope provided in that. I became a nurse and I work in the neonatal ICU, and I'm also a neonatal flight nurse, and I love what I do. And my goal with that is to try to break that cycle that so many can get caught up in, that teenage mom that comes in that has been in a life of abuse and then has this child, and to be able to help her recognize that she doesn't have to repeat that cycle that maybe she came from. I think the biggest thing is that, yes, I was younger when I went through my healing process, and I do feel like that somewhat helped because I was a little bit younger. But as my mom always says, if you're breathing, there's hope. When I healed, and I went through through therapy during, intensive therapy during, I was 6 to 8 years old. And then there was a time that I started to heal, and I could recognize that change, recognize that I had empathy and that I didn't want to disappoint. When I was a little bit older, after that healing process, I was actually placed in a group home and a foster home for an amount of time. During that time, there were times that I could be selfish or manipulative. But as I was able to get back into my family, that helped me to heal in the long run, then I was able to feel safe and like I didn't have to be in control. And because I was placed back into my mom's home and had that consistency, I could relinquish that control because I was able to move forward. The first time I ever spoke in front of an audience, I was 16, and I was terrified, Sophia. I was completely terrified to get up and just air everything and have no skeletons in the closet and completely be open and honest about who I was, how far I'd come, how hard I'd worked, and the pain and trauma that I had caused to family in my life and to my little brother. And I remember there was a family member, a mom, that came up to me after I spoke. And she said that my getting up there and sharing that story gave her hope that her child who had attachment disorder could someday heal and could make it. And that was just eye-opening for me. To be that age and to feel like I had made a difference, that the hell that I felt that I had gone through as a child had come full circle, and that my pain and trauma, but the overcoming that suffering was able to help someone know that their child could do it too.